Oh, well, thank you for having me there. First, I appreciate the opportunity very much. And no, I mean, yeah, you mentioned it. I'm a principal here up here in Orange Park, Florida. Been here at the school 5 years and just finished my 23rd year in education and just kind of fell into education. I was one of those kids that struggled in school, but I had a fourth grade teacher who just loved me and she made a connection with me. And that teacher ended up coming to my high school graduation, college graduation, wedding, and I still talk to her today. So, if I can do just a small amount of what she did to some other students and people and
Mhm.
give empower them and making connections with them, I'm proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah, and I love that because one of the things that you and I connect with, and I think is really, really important in my work, but you just really nail it in your work and your philosophy, is that you talk about this idea of intentional connection and how important that is to what we do in education. I've always said this, I don't think relationships are the end result of a great education, but they are the foundation, right? Like if
Correct.
you do not have that, if I don't trust you, it's going to be a lot harder. And this is not just, students, it's colleagues, it's people we serve in our roles. So you presented on this. I know the feedback has been absolutely amazing on the presentations that we were talking about. When you talk about intentional connections, what do you mean by that? And what does that look like, in your practice in your own schools?
You mentioned to my, with students, I tell teachers all the time, students work for teachers they like.
Mhm.
So, but also I think it's our job to set that tone and create that positive rapport for those students and then to follow up with that. So, beginning of year, all teachers, we done a get to know you quiz or whatever it is. Well, if you just take that quiz and put it in a folder somewhere, well,
Right.
you missed the opportunity to make a connection. But if I ask you, hey, you say you like you like basketball, for instance, and you play on this team, well, the next week I'm gonna ask you, hey, how's practice going? When's your next game? And you continue that. Now you have that kid's interest there. That kid is grateful that you take interest in them. And now that's a conversation starter forever. Now that kid is moving on to another class years later. They're gonna walk past your class and be like, hey, did you watch the game last night? Who's your favorite team? And now that's a connection. Those are things that I believe humans need, students and kids really, really need it.